This morning, the major airlines are warning of a possible catastrophic aviation crisis beginning tomorrow, when AT&T and Verizon are set to deploy new, faster 5G wireless service. The concern is 5G signals could interfere with radar altimeters, an instrument that tells pilots how far they are from the ground, helping them land in poor visibility. The frequencies being used by 5G are close to the frequency used on some radio altimeters.
Let us be clear. This is unsafe. The manufacturers have said so. Our airlines are saying so. The FAA is saying so. And so are pilot unions.
Other countries have launched similar 5G signals. But in France, the signals are permanently blocked near airports, protecting the final minute and a half of flight as they land. In the U.S., the signals will only be blocked for the next 6 months and for just the final 20 seconds of a landing. Executives from airlines, including American, Delta, United, and Southwest, have written a letter to the Biden administration requesting 5G signals be kept at least 2 miles away from airports or risk catastrophic disruption. They add huge swaths of the country's fleet could be unusable, which could potentially strand tens of thousands of Americans overseas.
We're not going to fly the airplane unless it's safe. We're going to yell from the rooftops that we need to stop this. Take pause. We can get this done.
Verizon and AT&T have not commented on the letter. Earlier this month, they declined a request by the FAA to delay the launch by 2 weeks. The FAA saying in a new statement that the agency continues to work with the aviation industry and wireless companies to try to limit 5G-related flight delays and cancellations.
Tonight, it's an unknown. When AT&T and Verizon's 5G phone towers go live on Wednesday, will those signals interfere with a critical instrument in a plane's cockpit?
50, 40.
Called a radio altimeter, which tells pilots the distance the plane is from the ground, crucial during landings, especially in bad weather. The Secretary of Transportation warning if 5G goes live Wednesday, it will result in widespread and unacceptable disruptions as airplanes divert to other cities or flights are canceled. But both AT&T and Verizon say they plan to throw the switch Wednesday, writing to the FAA, 5G and aviation already coexist in nearly 40 other countries, though for the next 6 months, they would agree to fade or decrease 5G signals around some airports to give the FAA and plane manufacturers time to determine if interference is simply theoretical or indeed real.
They're testing the airplanes about as rapidly as they can. All we need to do is give them time to find out which devices are susceptible.
If you have 5G on your phone, that is not the signal that's in question. Plus, engineers say it's not the phone that causes the potential problem, it's the towers.
50, 40, 30.
It's the critical technology pilots rely on for precise altitude readings when landing in poor visibility, the radio altimeter. But the FAA, the airlines, pilots, Boeing and Airbus have all warned the new, faster 5G cell systems could interfere with the altimeter, just when pilots need it most. Now, with the system going live tomorrow, the airline CEOs have written this letter asking that the 5G sites within 2 miles of airports remain turned off for now, warning that immediate intervention is needed to avoid significant operational disruption to air passengers, shippers, supply chain, and delivery of needed medical supplies.
The FAA is uncomfortable with the safety risk, and as a consequence, the impact on our operations to mitigate that would be a significant setback.
Concerned about potential interference, the FAA has already issued a notice to pilots. As 5G goes live Wednesday, the FAA will prohibit pilots from using altimeters during landing at more than 80 airports near 5G sites, including large airport hubs in Dallas, New York, Chicago, and Seattle. If those airports experience bad weather, the CEOs warn, the vast majority of the traveling and shipping public will essentially be grounded, facing cancellations, diversions, or delays.
This is reckless, it's dangerous, and it's got to stop. Take a pause. This is about a cell phone signal, and we're focused on protecting lives.
But the cell phone industry insists there is no 5G risk to planes, recently telling NBC News 5G networks operate safely without interference in nearly 40 countries around the world, and it will be no different here. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Look, the wireless carriers are impatient to deploy technology that stands to make a big impact, a positive impact on our economy. But on the aviation side, we've also got to make sure that it's safe.
Tom, I'm picturing people with their bags packed, getting ready to head to the airports in the next couple of days. So how many flights could be delayed or canceled if this thing rolls out tomorrow?
Well, you heard the United warning. Airlines in general say they could be forced to ground large numbers of planes because they're not yet certified to operate around 5G sites. And government aviation sources say as the system goes live tomorrow, we could see mass cancellations at airports where weather moves in. Potentially already thousands of flights on the West Coast tomorrow. Some airlines already staffing command centers to address urgent pilot issues. The FAA's released a statement. It says the FAA continues to work with the aviation industry and wireless companies to try to limit 5G-related flight delays and cancellations. Clearly, Hoda, the pressure right now is on the White House and the FAA and the FCC to address this immediately today.